Osceola County in 2021, CF 869. I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent him in those cases.
I'll waive the appearance.
In 2021, MM 4542 AO, I did find probable cause for his arrest. Going to say his bond amount of $500. In 2021, CF 869, an Osceola County warrant states a $0 bond. Bond's going to stay at no bond. And we get him on to his next court dates. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Tyree Sanders.
Mr. Sanders, you're here in two matters. The first one is 2021 MM 4540 AO on charge of resisting officer without violence and failure to identify. And you're also here in 2021 CF 6769 AO on charge of false imprisonment and battery domestic violence.
I stay there, sir.
Huh?
I stay at that home.
What? 1 second. Let me get through the cases. All right, as to your resisting officer without violence case, 2021 MM 4540 AO, going to set your bond account one amount $250, count two, $250. In 2021 CF 6769 AO, I'm going to set your bond account one in the amount of $3,500 and count two, $500. Condition of that bond is that you do not have any contact with the victim in that case. You need to maintain a separate residence from that victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you may have at a shared residence with that victim. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent you in these cases. So you just can't live with the victim.
What?
You cannot live with the victim. So if the victim doesn't live at the house, that's fine. But if they live at the house, you can't live there.
Going back to school, it don't matter.
Okay. Well, make sure you make court dates.
What happened?
Make sure you make any court dates that are available. They're gonna make it be appointed to you. Because otherwise, you're gonna be seeing me again on a warrant.
No, sir.
All right. Have a great day, sir. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Cunningham.
Mr. Cunningham, you're here in case 2021 CF 6724 AO for a sex offender failure to register. The judge in this case set your bond, I've already found probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in this case amount $2,500. Condition of your bond that you have 48 hours from the time you release from the Orange County Jail to report to the Orange County Sheriff's Office as a violent sexual predator, sexual offender. We want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, sir.
Hold that, please. I'm really like
All right, you need the hearing devices or you?
can't. It's not here.
All right,
I'm tired.
all right. You're arrested for failure to register. All right, you're arrested for failure to register.
Can I speak for myself here?
I'm going to suggest you don't because everything you tell me is on the record. And I have two prosecutors in the office in this courtroom with me that can use that against you.
That's fine.
Mr. Northridge is here, but he's not assigned to that division, is not prepared to proceed with resolving this matter.
Understood, Your Honor. We would just ask, there's no way that the court would entertain a plea straight to the court in this matter. It's a marijuana applicator possession, no prior juvenile history, 15 days suspended, he's serving 20 days credit. So he's already passed the cap.
Yeah, not without the state being present. I'm not going to proceed without a party being present and notice. And so I can't that in that regard, okay?
Thank you. I'll set it for the plea in the trial as soon as possible.
Your Honor, would you be willing to lower the bond to $1,000? I believe, the bond was at 1,000 when the warrant came in.
No, ma'am, he was out on probation last year for this very same offense, so.
Yes, sir, I was wrong.
I'll grant that request, in
Ms. Davis, I have a DOC number 202854.
He was in prison.
He was in prison for this, right? So when he went to prison, they sent you a long list of things you gotta do when you release from prison.
Did all that.
And you gotta continue to do them, as long as you live in the state of Florida.
I didn't do that, I did that.
I don't know if you did or not, I'm just saying, it's tedious, and so like, for sex offenders in the state of Florida, but what it is. All right, have a great day, sir.
we're gonna give you the court dates at this time. The attorney had a plea of denial as to the violation of probation.
Good morning, sir, can you tell me your name?
Yes. Oh, go ahead.
Jason Valdez.
All right, thank
My
you.
first name is Matthew. The last name is Ferry, and I represent Jason Valdez, who's standing to my right. He was arrested on a warrant for a second-degree felony.
All right, Mr. Valdez, you're here in case 2021 CF 75990 on charge of lewd and lascivious molestation of a person 18 years old, older, of a child between the ages of 12 and 15 years old. A judge has already found probable cause for your arrest by signing a warrant for your arrest in this case. Mr. Ferry, do you want to tell me anything about his bond release conditions you want me to set in this case?
We're asking to the court set bond in the amount of $3,500 on the account. The allegation, according to the affidavit, occurred over a year ago. My client is 27 years old. He has no prior record of any kind. He went to high school here in Central Florida. He's a graduate of UCF. He's also gainfully employed in an accounting firm. And so for those reasons, we're asking the court to set bond at that amount, with no contact, obviously, with the alleged victim.
All right. Mr. Valdez, going to set your bond in this case amount of $25,000. Condition your bond is you have no contact with this victim or this victim's family. You have no unsupervised contact with any child under the age of 18 years old. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You're not allowed to return to the scene where this incident happened. Mr. Ferry represents you, so I suggest you lean on his mind and his thought on this case, and have a great day, sir.
Thank you.
Now, this is due to Spanish. I'm just going to go with however I was handed. That's what I'm, we got a lot of people here today. Let's see.
You're here for an probation. Your attorney is considered a denial and
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Laura Bretaña, Spanish interpreter. The interpreter has already been sworn.
Good morning, Tony. This is Judge Bain calling from the BRC. I have a couple of defendants I need your assistance with this morning. The first one has the headsets on. Can you see if we can make a connection?
Sí.
There is contact, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Víctor Calvillo Maldonado.
Victor Maldonado.
Mr. Maldonado, you're here in two matters this morning. The first one is 2021 CT 596 on a charge of no valid driver's license. You're also here in 2021 CT 595 on charge of leaving the scene of an accident with property damage. I reviewed the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest as to those two charges. I'm going to stay your bonds as set in the amount of $500 on each case, condition the bond to have no contact with victims or witnesses from that case. I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, sir.
So the dates that we have pursuant to the judge's
Okay. Gracias.
Okay, thank you.
so we only can give you dates that judge has available. We're not able to change dates for your case. The other thing is that you should contact your attorney, and your attorney is the one who'll be able to file the necessary motions to try to get you either bond or released early, as well as try to resolve the case.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Luis Daniel Pastrana.
Luis Daniel Pastran.
Good morning, sir. You're here in 2021 CF 7742AO on charge of possession of cocaine and possession of drug paraphernalia. I did review the charging affidavit in your case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Sir, are you going to be living at this 28 is it Shelburne Way? Is that where you live?
Correcto.
All right.
That is correct.
I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent you. I'm going to release you in your own recognizance as to this case. However, you may not possess any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. You may not associate yourself with any known drug dealers or drug users. You need to make sure you keep in contact with your attorney. And let the clerks know if you move from the address that's listed. Otherwise, the judge is going to issue a warrant for your arrest if a court date comes up. Have a great day, sir.
Thank you for bringing me down. Would you please state your full name and date of birth?
Yep.
Okay, it's Benton B. and,
Here it is. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Michael Misler.
Mr. Missler, you're here in case 2018 CF 6395 AO on a violation of probation. The judge signing your warrant in your case has found probable cause and set your bond at none. Your bond is going to remain at $0. You're a violent felony offender of special concern, sir. You're not going to be entitled to release on this violation of probation until your violation of probation goes to hearing. Have a great day, sir.
thank you, sir. That's all we have today.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Mi nombre es Edgardo Nazario.
My name is Edgardo Nazario.
Good morning, sir. You're hearing two matters. The first one is 2021 MM 763, and the next one is 2020 MM 763 and 2020 CT 2613. Both of these are out-of-county warrants from Osceola County. The judge in Osceola County set your bond in each case in an amount of $2,999. Your bonds remain set in each of those cases at that amount. We're going to appoint a public defender to represent you if you're not already appointed in those matters. If you're not able to bond out, we'll get you to Osceola County probably sometime tomorrow. Have a great day, sir. There it is. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Abelardo Juan Sanchez Fonseca.
Abelardo Juan Sanchez Fonseca.
Good morning, sir. You're here in two matters. The first one is 2021 CF 61250 on charge of possession, sale, or delivery of a skimming device in 2 counts. The judge signing your warrant in this case already found probable cause for your arrest, I believe. You're going to stay your bond in that matter, amount of $1,000 on each count. You're also here in 2021 CT 4301 AO on a failure to appear. The judge in that case set your bond amount of $250. Says you make an offer to Mr. Sanchez on on the driving license suspended case, and does he have an offer as to the petty theft case?
No, Your Honor.
All right, sir, in the 2021 CT 4301 AO, this bond is going to stay at $250. You're out on bond in case 2020 MM 8906 AO on a charge of petty theft of $100 or more. What's going to report is going to revoke that bond. We're going to set a new bond at $0 in that matter. You have a great day, sir. All right, I want to appoint a public defender to represent you in all your cases.
Your Honor, were there any conditions on the
¿Puedo
CF?
hacer una pregunta?
It's $1,000.
I would ask that you, revoke and double.
Why?
In our system, the state did make an offer to resolve it. In here, it said withhold court cost and no return with the state attorney. In our system, that was the offer. He was willing to figure that out. If the state is inclined to make.
If they're not inclined to make the same offer, I'm not gonna, not revoke his bond on the charge. It seems to be an escalation of the charge he's really arrested on.
I understand, Your Honor. I'm asking if they offer.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, counsel, I couldn't hear you.
I was asking the state if they're willing to make an offer so I can resolve the petty theft charge today.
If you give me one moment, I just need to confirm the offer.
I mean, you can talk to him right now. I'm not gonna accept a withhold. That's what they're offering.
Adjudication and probation, community service, ICC, fine. Okay. Thank you, Your Honor. No, we're not gonna.
All right, Mr. Sanchez, we're not gonna be able to resolve your case. So have a great day, sir.
That's the last night you have, and it's recent, March of 2021, so.
Thank you, Madam Interpreter. Have a great morning.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Somebody tell me what happened to Jose Citron? That's okay. All right. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Good morning, Earl Carter Jr.
Mr. Carter, you here in case 2021 CF 73160 on a charge of kidnapping, battery, domestic violence by strangulation, and battery, domestic violence. I did review the charging the judge on your warrant in this case has already found probable cause for your arrest. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name? Can you keep your mask on for me, please? Yep, there. Can you tell me your name and spell your last name?
Deandra Flowers, Flowers.
Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, ma'am, can you tell me how you know Mr. Carter?
He's my biological brother. We have the same mother.
Okay.
Had the same mother, I apologize.
And do you want to have contact with him while this case is pending?
Excuse me?
Do you want to have contact
No,
with him
sir.
while this case is pending?
No, sir.
All right. Did drugs or alcohol play a role in this incident?
Not on my part.
No, I'm not saying, was he consuming drugs or alcohol?
Likely.
All right. Say, do you have any questions for the witness?
No, Your Honor.
Oh, counsel, how are you doing this morning?
I'm good, Your Honor. For the record, Your Honor, I'm attorney Merrill Glover Gambles. I represent Earl Carter Jr.
Okay. And Ms. Gamble, do you want to tell me anything about Mr. Carter's release conditions, or you have questions for the witness? Well, first, do you have questions for the witness?
I have no questions, Your Honor.
All right. Then state, tell me about what you want me to do as to count one of the warrant.
Your Honor, as count one is a PBL, I'm asking for no bond.
I believe it's a life offense, but go ahead.
Your Honor,
Ms. Gamble.
I'd like to be heard in regards to
Well,
setting bond or release.
first question, do you want to reserve your right to have the Arthur hearing? Or what do you ask, are you reserving your right to have the Arthur hearing, or do you want me to use my discretion? What do you want me to do?
I'd like to have my client give some information, and I'd like the court to use its discretion in setting the bond, Your Honor.
Wait, my question, are you reserving your right to have the Arthur hearing where I'm finding proof of presumption great, or that's what I'm asking? Or are you asking me to hold the Arthur hearing this morning?
I'll ask you to hold it this morning.
All right.
I think not. Can I present facts as to his ties to this community, Your Honor? And have the court use its discretion in whether it sets the bond?
Well, if I'm gonna hold the Arthur hearing, then, his ties to the community, those kind of things are important as the amount of bond that I'm gonna set. But if I'm not gonna set a bond as to count one, which is a life offense, then it seems to be a futile exercise at that point. I mean, I think the statute gives me the discretion to hold a bond hearing at initial appearances, but if I want to find proof of presumption, great. Then won't admit no bond, and you can have a discussion with the division judge, because there's apparently some case law out there that's thinking that you can have a bond hearing later on.
That's what I'll do. I'll grant an order to reinstate that bond so that he can go ahead and bond out on the original. All right. Okay, thank you, sir.
I have a moment to speak with my client, Your Honor.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. All right, step back, Mr. Carter. We'll redress your case in a moment. All right, yeah. All right, man, can you step out for me for 1 second? We'll get to Mr. Carter in a minute, okay?
Can I ask a question before I go out? Will I have a chance to make a statement, or you just want me to answer questions from the court only?
I can give you a chance at later, after we kind of get towards the end.
Yes, sir.
But I need to deal with the legal issue that's coming up first, and then we can talk about those kind of things in a
I
minute.
understand. Thank you.
All right. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Jose Centron.
Mr. Centron, you're here in case 2021 CF 7736AO on charge of possession of a weapon or firearm by a convicted felon. Reviewed the charging affidavit, did find probable cause for your arrest. Counsel, put your name on the record, please.
Catherine Medling here for Mr. Centron. The new arrest violated his conditions of bond on 2021 CT 2715, and we have a negotiated resolution for that matter.
All right, wonderful. All right, let me deal with the possession of firearm by convicted felon charge. Oh, it says 2 counts. It did say 2 counts. All right, so it's 2 counts of possession of firearm by convicted felon. We'll set bond in count 1 in the amount of $4,000, count 2, $150. Condition that bond, do not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons and firearms you have need to be determined by law enforcement within 24 hours of your release.
Charges that have been filed against you. An attorney with the public defender's office is present online to issue a plea on your behalf.
All right. All right, sir, can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you put your hand down. All right, sir, you're here in 2021 CT 2715 AO on a charge of driving license suspended. That's a second-degree misdemeanor, punishable by 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And counsel, what was the resolution and what plea are you entering on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, at this time, he's going to ask to withdraw his previously tendered plea of not guilty, tendering a plea of no contest as charged to driving while license suspended. The resolution discussed with the state would contemplate a withholding of adjudication, time served, court cost, and cost of investigation in the amount of $104.12 to OPD, Orlando Police Department.
All right. Just one question. Seems like he has a prior driver under influence charge. Exactly why are we offering a withhold? And is this another open driving license? So I guess somebody can tell me why should I withhold?
Your Honor, the offer was a withhold previously from the state attorney and Judge Adams' division, but if the court wants to consider an adjudication, it's also acceptable.
All right. Mr. Centron, do you understand the difference? Did your attorney explain the difference between withhold and adjudication? All right.
Misdemeanor conviction. Is that okay?
I mean, I thought it was a withhold.
He wants to enter the plea, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Citron, you understand if the court accepts your plea of no contest, you're gonna waive all the rights that your attorney went over on that plea form that you signed?
Sure.
Like the right to have him represent you at a trial, the right to have a trial, and to challenge the state's evidence and question their witnesses? You're shaking your head.
Your Honor, yes,
All right.
Your Honor.
Because there's somebody downstairs recording, well, actually downtown recording what we're saying.
Okay.
And so they can't see you doing this.
Understood.
So, you understand that, I'm sorry, are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
Not at all.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
Not at all.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
You understand about entering this plea if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation.
I understand.
Did the party stipulate to a factual basis for the purpose of this plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Based on that stipulation, the court will find a factual basis. I will accept your plea of no contest, find that your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. I want to adjudicate you guilty of the charge. I'll give you credit for the 1 day that you spent in the Orange County Jail with 1 day credit time served. The court costs and costs of prosecution in this case are $306. I'll give you 2 years from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. Do you understand that this conviction at a later time could be used to enhance your sentencing up to a third-degree felony on a subsequent charge?
Yes, sir.
All right. Have a great day, sir. Oh, you do? Oh, sorry. You have $104.12 or cost of investigation to Orlando Police Department. I want to put that on to the $306. It's still 2 years to pay that money directly to the clerk.
All right.
All right. If you're having trouble making the payment for the 2 years, you need to contact the clerk's office. Otherwise, they're going to suspend your license again, charge you all kinds of interest, and things are just going to get out of hand really quick.
Understood.
All right. Have a great day, sir.
Thank you.
Your Honor, may I be excused?
Yes, ma'am. Oh, sorry. Oops. Wrong code. Sorry, clerk. Court reporter. Oops. There it is. All right. We're back on Mr. Carter in 2021 CF 73160. All right. Ms. Gibson, what did
For the
you?
record, Your Honor, I'm Earl Glover Gambles. I represent Mr. Carter. After speaking with my client, Your Honor, we prefer to do the hearing downtown in front of the judge that's assigned.
All right.
That way I'll be able to provide witnesses that,
Correct. There's some case law there that thinks that this is an appropriate venue for that. As I've been doing this for a while, this doesn't seem, and you're an experienced attorney, doesn't seem to be the appropriate venue to be doing all those kind of things. All right, ma'am. Tell me your name one more time for the court reporter.
Name?
Yep, say your name one more time for the court reporter.
Excuse me, Deandra Flowers.
All right, Ms. Flowers, you say you wanted to make a statement. You have the right to be heard during this proceeding. I don't know if you want to say what you need to say now, or you want to wait for, because there's going to be a later bond hearing later on that you're going to have to appear and testify.
With respect to the court, I just heard what you said, so I can wait
Okay.
if it's not appropriate at this time.
All right, Ms. Carter, in count 1, I'm going to hold you at no bond as to that count. In count 2, I'm going to set your bond amount of $3,500. In count 3, I'm going to set your bond amount of $500. Condition of those bonds, you're not allowed to have any contact with your sister while this case is pending. Do you have any questions about the no contact order that you signed earlier? No, sir. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be shown to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You must maintain a separate residence from your sister. If you all had a shared residence at some point, I don't know if you guys did, but I'm going to give you a one-time return with law enforcement if you needed to retrieve any personal items you may have at that location. You may not possess or consume any drugs or alcohol while you're on release in this case without a valid prescription. All right. You have Ms. Lovett Gamble representing you, so you should depend on her representation of you in this case. Say you asking for anything else?
No, Your
Or
Honor.
these conditions?
No, Your Honor.
All right. There's no contact. That includes third-party contact. So don't call you. You guys have a shared mother. Don't call her up and say.
She's deceased, Your Honor.
I don't know the situation, but shared family members, shared friends, shared anybody, zero, absolutely no contact. You understand that? All right. Have a great day, sir.
thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Peyton Baker.
Mr. Baker, I'm glad you decided to join us today. You're here in case 2021 CO 837AO on a charge of solicitation without a permit. Did review that charge and affidavit yesterday, found probable cause for your arrest, and state you offer a resolution in this case?
One moment, Your Honor.
I know it was an adjudication of guilt credit
I
time.
think it was, but I just want to make sure.
I don't know if there's any.
Yes, Your Honor, it was a withholding credit time served.
So withhold the credit time served?
Peyton Baxton?
Yeah,
That's
Baker. Peyton Baker.
Yes, Your Honor.
It's a withhold?
Yes.
All right. Ms. Baker, do you want to accept this offer from the state of Florida of a withhold adjudication guilt credit time served? All right, can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, put your hand down. Sir, you're here in 2021 CO 837AO on a charge of solicitation without a permit. That's a second-degree misdemeanor. Punishable up to 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. Do you understand that?
Sir.
All right. What plea you want to enter? What plea would you like to enter on behalf? Oh, sorry. You want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve this case?
Contest.
You understand by entering a plea of no contest, you're waiving all the rights outlined on the plea form that you just signed.
Sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
Sir.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
Sir.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
Sir.
You understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation.
Sir.
All right, your mask keeps just sliding down, sliding down. There you go. I did review the charging affidavit in your case. Did find a factual basis contained therein. I accept your plea of no contest. Find your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. I'll withhold adjudication of guilt. I give you credit for the 3 days. 3 days that you spent in the Orange County Jail with 3 days credit time served. The court calls the cost of prosecution in this case are $223. I give you 1 year from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment sentence in writing. You are out on bond in case 2021 MM2992AO. We're not going to take any action on that case, but you need to stay out of trouble, Mr. Baker.
Sir.
All right, have a great day. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Athena Longmire.
Ma'am, you're here in case 2021 MM4539AO on a charge of trespass on property after warning. I did review the charging affidavit in your case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. State, was there an offer conveyed to Ms. Longmire?
One moment, Your Honor.
There was, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor, it was a withhold of adjudication, credit time served, and no return to the Wawa.
However, Your Honor, I don't know, I know there was a wrong number provided for pretrial release. I was going to see if she could qualify for pretrial release. I don't see any convictions here on her history. I just see arrest. I don't see that she has any convictions listed in her criminal
Are
history.
you asking for a straight pretrial release, or are you asking
Yes, Your Honor.
mental health pretrial release? What are we asking for?
Just straight pretrial release, Your Honor.
All right. All right, Ms. Longmire, are you gonna be staying at the 7101 South Orange Blossom Trail? Two apartment, was it a room or or apartment?
It's a hotel, motel.
Okay, so room 261-9?
Mm-hmm.
All right, you'll be able to receive mail there.
Yes.
Do you have a phone for which you can contact pretrial release?
Yes.
All right. All right, man, I'm gonna place you on pretrial release. In this case, condition of your pretrial release, you not return to the scene of the location where this incident happened. So you can't go back to the Wawa while you're out on pretrial release. I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent you. You make sure you keep in contact with your attorney, keep in contact with your pretrial release officer, because if you lose contact with them, the judge is going to issue a warrant for your arrest. You understand?
Yes.
All right, have a great day, ma'am. Somebody put a It's in the felony section. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Sierra McDaniel Capetta.
Say your last name again?
McDaniel Capetta.
Ms. McDaniel Capella is Capete?
Capetta.
Ms. McDaniel Capetta, I'm going to get this right. McDaniel Capetta.
Either one.
All right, Ms. McDaniel Capetta, I want to say it right. You're here in 2021 MM 4544 AO on charge of possession of drug paraphernalia, possession of cannabis, and resisting officer without violence. I did review the charging affidavit, did find probable cause for your arrest. State, is this a case you're going to take action on now?
Yes, Your Honor, I will no bill counts 1 and 2.
All right.
And an adjudication on count 3, Your Honor.
Is that adjudication on count 3? It doesn't look like she has any history.
Criminal history. Your Honor, we want like pretrial release. It doesn't look like she has any criminal convictions.
No, you don't have to, I mean, you don't have to take any action right now. Just asking, was this a case you're getting rid of completely, or?
I know, well, if they accept the offer.
Okay,
So no bill 1 and 2, and then adjudication on 3.
We're not gonna accept it, Your Honor. She has no criminal history.
All right, so ma'am, I'm going to put you on pretrial release in this case, straight pretrial release. Condition of pretrial release is you not possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. Be subject to random drug and alcohol testing. Going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, ma'am.
Your Honor, could we have a 30-day grace period?
Yeah. Give it 30 days before the first narcotics test hits. But usually, I've noticed that they kind of automatically build that in.
Okay, thank you.
But just in case. Cannabis stays in your system about 30 days, shouldn't have any in there after that, so you get popped for a dirty test, you don't be in front of me again, you understand that?
Okay, so I have to come back and
If you get popped for a positive drug test, the judge is gonna issue a warrant for your arrest, they're gonna arrest you, you're gonna be in front of me again. So try to stay clean, stay out of trouble, keep in contact with your attorney.
I have a question. How about if I don't live here?
Where do you live?
I live in Miami.
That's fine.
Do I have to come back here? Or can I go in Miami?
For what exactly? The case is here, so you're going to come back here and deal with the case. If they charge you with this crime, then yes. But you need to keep in contact with your attorney so you know what court dates you need to appear at, and keep your address updated with your pretrial release officer and the clerk. Thank you. Dexter, I had a Christian Martinez. I'll move him up into the felony DV section. He's in the felony section now, but this is a DV case. I'm not sure how it ended up way back there. I'll call him at the end of the felony DV section here. Yeah. All right. Robert Price, is he joining us today?
Robert Price is Mental Health.
This case 2021 MM 399AW, Mr. Robert Price, here on charge of solicitation without a permit and possession of drug paraphernalia. Ms. George, I want to appoint the public defender to represent him.
Okay. I'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
All right. Okay. All right, I'm going to release Mr. Price on mental health pretrial release in both of these counts. If he does not qualify for mental health pretrial release, I'm going to set bond amount of $50 on each count. Condition of the bond, no drugs, no alcohol without valid prescription, and no return to the scene of the location where he was arrested. All right. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Good morning, sir. My name is Samuel Pierre Lewis.
Mr. Pierre Lewis, you're here in case 2021 MM 1921 AO on a failure to appear warrant. Judge signed a warrant set your bond amount of $2,000. Seems that you guys may have a resolution.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am.
The offer is an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, court cost and no return to Walmart. I do not have the address. Mr. Pierre Lewis would like to accept the state's offer and enter a plea of no contest.
Was there any cost of investigation?
No, Your Honor, it was OCSO.
Okay. All right, Mr. Pierre Lewis, can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir, you can put your hand down. Sir, you're here in case 2021 MM1921AO on a charge of petty theft. That's a second-degree misdemeanor. It's punishable up to 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. Do you understand that? Do you understand the maximum penalties? 60 days in the county jail, $500 fine.
Yes, sir.
Do you want to enter a plea of guilt? Is he already a public? Do you want to enter, what plea do you want to enter on his behalf, Ms. George?
No contest, Your Honor.
Sorry, apologize for that. Mr. Pierre Lewis, do you understand by entering a plea of no contest, you're going to be waiving all the rights outlined on the plea form that Ms. George went over with you?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand the conviction at a later time in this case can be used against you to enhance your sentencing up to a third-degree felony?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
Say that one more time, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No, sir.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
ADHD and anxiety.
Are you suffering from the symptoms of any of those mental health illnesses right now?
No.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No, sir.
Do you understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation?
Yes, sir.
The party stipulates a factual basis for the purpose of this plea.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir, we'll find a factual basis based on that stipulation. I'm going to accept your plea of no contest, find your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. I'm going to adjudicate you guilty of the charge. I'll give you credit for the 16 days in Orange County Jail with 16 days credit time served. The court costs and costs of prosecution in this case are $273. There's a $50 public defender lien, a $50 public defender application fee. All those costs are due to the clerk within 2 years of today's date. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. I'm not going to take any action on your 2020 CF 14389 AO case. You have a great day, sir.
Sir, I got a question. Is there any way that any of the fees can be waived? Because right now, I'm in a transitional situation right now, so that I can try to get...
Next 2 years?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
That's why I didn't say it's due tomorrow. Within 2 years, you got to pay basically less than like $10 a month.
Okay. They'll put me on a payment plan and stuff at the court?
Yeah. So I didn't put you on a payment plan because payment plan got you cost more.
Okay.
So if I put you on a payment plan, they're going to start charging you surcharges and things like that. It's like a credit card. So that's why I gave you a time to pay.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, state, as well. Thank you for the state and thank you for the judge.
You're good.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Morning, Judge. James John Doe.
Sir, you're here in case 2021 CF 7743 AO on a charge of aggravated battery on a pregnant person, domestic violence. I did review the charging affidavit. In this case, I did find probable cause for your arrest. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name and spell your last name?
Good morning, Victoria Karamuzos, K-A-R-A-M-O-U-Z-O-S.
All right. And can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, ma'am. Can you tell me how you know the defendant in this case?
He's my fiance.
All right. And do you want to have contact with him while this case is pending?
Yes.
Has there been any prior instances of domestic violence between you all in the past?
No, sir.
Did drugs or alcohol play a role in this particular incident?
No, sir.
If something like this were to happen in the future, do you feel comfortable contacting law enforcement?
Yes, sir.
All right. Say, do you have any questions for the witness?
I do not, Your Honor.
And Ms. George?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. John Poole, I'm going to, is it John Doe?
John Doe.
John Doe?
Yeah.
Mr. John Doe, I'm going to set your bond in count one, an amount of $1,500. It's going to come with pretrial release supervision. You're to have no hostile contact with the victim in this case. No hostile contact means this. You're allowed to be upset with her. Upset with her about what happened in this case. However, those disagreements cannot turn violent. They cannot turn threatening. There could be no abusive language used. Because if she calls law enforcement, or somebody that sees or hears you all arguing calls law enforcement, you're going to be arrested. You're spending a lot of time here with me at the Orange County Jail on no bond status. You understand that?
Okay.
You're not possessing any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you had need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. Going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, sir.
Thank you.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
James Abraham Luma.
Mr. Luma, you're here in case 2021 CF 7737AO on charge of burglary of an occupied dwelling, battery, one prior domestic violence, and battery. I did review the charging affidavit in this case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. I'm going to state your bond in count one amount of $5,000. Count two, going to set your bond amount of $2,000. And count three, going to set your bond amount of $500. Condition of your bond is you have no contact with the victim in this case. You must maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return if you need it with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you may have at a shared residence. You may not possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. You also may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. Do you have any questions about the no contact order, sir?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, sir. Have a great day.
You too.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Wingley Saintville.
Is it Saintville?
Yes, it's just missing a period between the T and the V.
That's right. Mr. Saintville, you're here in case 2021 CF 7705AO on a charge of aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, domestic violence. This is charging affidavit. I reviewed the charging affidavit. In this case, I did find probable cause for your arrest.
Is it okay if I question the?
Oh, one second. Okay. One second, trying to figure out. All right. Also, as your bond in this case, amount of $2,500. Condition of your bond is that you have no contact with the victim in this case. You need to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you may have at the location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I want to appoint the public defender to represent you. If you have a question, I need you to ask Ms. George because everything you ask me is on the record.
Ms. George, who's that?
Ms. George is right here.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, have a great day, sir. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Darius Wells.
Mr. Wells, you're here in case 2021 CF 5613AO on charge of aggravated stalking and domestic violence. I reviewed the warrant that was signed by a judge finding probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in this case amount of $3,000. Condition of your bond that you have no contact with the victim in this case. You may not return to the victim's residence. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You have any questions about the no contact order, Mr. Wells? I want to appoint the public defender to represent you. You have a great day, sir. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Good morning, Christian Martinez.
Mr. Martinez, you're here in case 2021 CF 416 AO on a charge of tampering with a witness to hinder communication and battery, domestic violence. Judge signed your warrant. This case already found probable cause for your arrest. Going to stay your bond in count 1 in amount of $500. Count 2, going to set your bond in amount of $1,000. Condition of your bond that you have no contact with the victim in this case. You need to maintain a separate residence from this victim. If you have a shared residence, I give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. Do you have any questions about the no contact order?
No, but if I have my personal attorney, do I need a public defender?
Nope. Who's your personal attorney?
Jim Furstein.
Jim Furstein. Have you already hired him for this case?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent you. You can depend on Mr. Furstein for his representation. Have a great day, sir.
All right, you too. Thank you.
Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Maisha Register.
Ms. Register, you're here in case 2021 MM 44550 on a charge of battery, domestic violence. I did review the charging affidavit in your case. Sorry, there's a warrant, probably. I reviewed the warrant affidavit, and the warrant in this case, the judge found a probable cause for your arrest. I'm going to set your bond in this case in the amount of $1,000. It's going to come with pretrial release supervision. You have no contact with the victim in this case. You are to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement if you need it to retrieve any personal items that you have at that location.
He doesn't live with me.
Yeah, I like to cover all bases just in case we don't have run into a problem to help you out. You know, because I want to help you have no contact, not violate my orders. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case, ma'am. You have any questions about the no contact order, though?
We have 2 children together. So how would that work?
What, is he on child support?
No, because he gets Social Security, so I couldn't put him on child support.
Well, this is some time sharing plan that's already in place, and there's a judge that's kind of overseeing that. Still gonna be no contact right now.
Okay, so he doesn't have to see the children? Because I know he's contacting my mom already. Like, I spoke to my mom. I call her from here. He's contacting her, saying he's going to contact the state attorney. He's apologizing because he knows he's the wrong one in this situation. So what do I do? Because he's contacting my family.
Yeah, but you can't have it's a one-way street. So you can't have any contact with him.
Okay, I don't want contact with him.
So it should be pretty simple then. You don't answer his phone calls, don't talk to him, don't respond
But he
to him.
doesn't get in trouble for trying to contact me, though?
Unfortunately, no. Unless you have an injunction against him.
Okay.
All right, have a great day. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Christopher Cutler.
Mr. Cutler, you're here in case 2021 CT 71AO on a failure to appear warrant. The judge signed your warrant in that case, set your bond in the amount of $500. Your bond's going to stay as set in that amount. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. Are you a private attorney?
I had one for the original case that I thought was that I was a little confused with the failure to appear because I had a private attorney. But for the failure to appear, I guess I'll take a public defender or talk to my.
No. I mean, if you have the failure to appear has to do with you not appearing for court on this case. Now, if you have a private attorney representing you, then he still represents you on that case until the court withdraws him from the case.
He does have a private attorney, James Forstein.
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Forstein. All right. Well, Mr. Forstein, you can get in contact with him. You can talk to him about this case.
Yes, sir.
But your bond is $500. I'm not taking any action on your other case, 2021 CT 2082 AO. You have a great day, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
All right. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Matthew Brady.
Mr. Brady, here in case 2021 CF 7718 AO on charges of burglary of an occupied dwelling, grand theft from a dwelling of $100 or more, and burglary of a conveyance. I reviewed the charging affidavit in your cases. I did find probable cause for your arrest. I'm going to stay your bond in count 1 in the amount of $5,000, count 2, 150, and count 3, 150. Condition of your bond that you have no contact with any victims or witnesses from this case. You're not allowed to return to the scene of the location where this incident happened. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons and firearms you have need to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, sir. Oh, boy, I'm glad he did.
What did he say? Bonded. Thank you.
I mean, I don't know how true the allegations are in this case, but you got charged with a minimal offense. Basically, you probably got charged with it. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Charles Gordon.
Is it Gordon Charles or Charles Gordon?
Charles Gordon, sir. First name Gordon, last name Charles.
Okay. All right, Mr. Charles, you're here in case 2021 CF 17057 AO on charge of aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. I reviewed the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in this case amount of $5,000. Sorry, there's a warrant for your arrest in this case. That judge found probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond amount of $5,000. Condition of bond, no contact with the witness, no contact with the victims. No weapons, no firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. Give me 1 second. You're out on bond and 3 other felony cases. In case 2021 CF 3165 and 2021 CF 3166 and 2021 CF 3167. In those cases, going to revoke those bonds, set new bonds at $0 in those cases. Going to appoint a public defender to represent you in your cases if you're not appointed. You have a great day, sir.
Revoke mean I can't bond out?
No, not on the old cases, no.
Miguel for Seaman.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Miguel for Seaman.
All right, sir, you're here in case 2021 CF 7330 AO on charge of racketeering, conspiracy to commit racketeering, possession of firearm by convicted felon, and another charge of possession of firearm by convicted felon. Judge already signed your warrant. In this case, already found probable cause for your arrest. I want to say your bonds is set on the warrant. The amount of $500,000 as account 1, $250,000 as account 2, $10,000 on count 3, and $10,000 on count 4. Condition of the bond, no contact with any witnesses or co-defendants in this case. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You also may not possess any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. And whoever posts your bond in this case needs to comply with Florida Statute 903.046, sub 2, sub F, and file an affidavit with the court attesting that the funds used to bond you out did not come from any legal source or activity, including the charges that you're facing today. I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. However, they're probably not going to be representing you because there are several co-defendants in this case. You're probably going to get a conflict counsel that'll be in contact with you at some point later on. You have a great day, sir. Yes. What? I only had the warrant. I saw the case on it, this possession of a firearm by convicted delinquent, but I don't have an affidavit. I was looking for it.
Is that supposed to be sent today?
No, I saw it was on my phase sheet, but only had the warrant affidavit. All right, have a great day, sir. See? Oh yeah, get pumped up. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Dexter Hall.
Mr. Hall, you're here in case 2018 CF 5928AO on a charge of grand theft. The judge signed your warrant in that case, or found probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in that matter amount of $1,000. Addition to bond, no return to the scene of the location, no contact with any victims or witnesses. You also have some writs of bodily attachment for failure to provide support from Brevard County in case 2012 DR 72401 and 2001 DR 17106. Both of those purge amounts in each case both purge amounts are $2,000 on each case. I want to appoint a public defender to represent you in your felony case. All right, have a great day, sir. Yes, sir. So you're on the Hopkins. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Brianna Hopkins.
Ms. Hopkins, you're here in case 2008 CF 10000. I think another 0, AO, for a violation of probation. The judge signed your warrant in that case, already set your bond at no bond. The bond's going to remain at no bond. We're going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, ma'am. There's another one. Yeah, all kinds of, like, yeah. Cases and felonies supposed to be in POP, cases and felonies supposed to be in. All right, Ms. Jackson is 2021 CF 7741AO. I was going to reset her 24 hours from her release from the hospital in this case. All right. I'll appoint a public defender to represent her while she's awaiting our talk. All right. Good morning, ma'am. Yep, back again.
I didn't even get to leave.
All right, ma'am. You're here in now in the other case I thought we were going to talk about yesterday, which is also 2021 CF 77030 on another charge of selling delivery of cocaine in that matter. Judge signed a warrant in that case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Want to set your bond in that amount of $15,000.
Oh,
Addition of your bond that you not possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. Now associate yourself with any known drug dealers or drug users in that case. Want to appoint a public defender to represent you in that matter. You have a great day, ma'am.
Oh, Jesus, don't do me like that. I do me like that, man.
Yeah. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
William Hunter Lean.
Mr. Lean, you're here in case 2021 CF 7712AO on charge of carrying concealed firearm and burglary of an occupied dwelling. You're also here in case 2021 CF 7719AO on charges of burglary of conveyance and petty theft. As the 77, I did find probable cause in both these cases for your arrest. As the 7721 was say your bond amount of $150 in count 1 and $5,000 as to count 2. Condition of your bond that you not return to the scene of the location. You not have any contact with any victims or witnesses from that case or any possible co-defendants. You also, in 2021 CF 7719AO, was set your bond in count 1 amount of $3,500 and count 2 $100. Condition of no bond, no contact with any witnesses or victim, no return to the scene of the location, or any contact with any possible co-defendants. In both cases, you may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons and firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I want to appoint a public defender to represent you in both cases. You have a great day, sir. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Morning, Aaron Roderick.
Mr. Roderick, you're here in case 2021 CF 6869 on a charge of selling delivery of cocaine.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Davis, is he out on a PTR case? That's what this is telling me?
Yes,
I was confused. All right. and he was released on 5/5/2021.
Yes, I believe
Okay.
there's no FAB because the warrant must have,
There's the bond's already been taken away, or
no, I believe the warrant must have superseded the PTR.
let's see. It's the same day, so no.
Oh, well, that's why there's no FAB.
No, I mean, no, it was alleged that he was released on 5/5 and then went and sold some crack cocaine on the same day.
Say what?
Yes, Your Honor, that other case was a tampering with physical evidence, and it has since been filed on.
All right, so Mr. Roderick, you are here in case 2021 CF 6869 AO. Judge signed a warrant in the case for a charge of selling delivery of cocaine. I'm going to set your bond. They find a probable cause for your arrest.
I was wondering if I can get RR, sir.
Set your bond amount of $15,000. Condition of your bond is you not have possessed any drugs, or alcohol without a valid prescription. Not return to the scene of the location. May not have any contact with any. May not associate yourself with any known drug dealers or drug users. You are out on PTR in case 2021 CF 5175 AO. In that case, going to revoke that bond. We're going to set a new bond at $0 in that case. Going to appoint a public defender to represent you in your new case. You have a great day, sir.
I don't understand. What was the? Can you help me to understand what was that?
All right. The allegations are on June 5th of this year, you sold or delivered crack cocaine to an undercover agent or undercover informant. In that case, the judge signed a warrant in your case, found probable cause for your arrest. While that was going, I set your bond in that case at a standard bond amount, which is $15,000. No condo drugs, no drug dealers, not return to the scene of the location. However, you violated for the statute, was it 9? Oh, look at it, I got it written up here. Yep, 903.0471, because the court found the probable cause that you committed a new law offense while you were out on PTR or release in this case. So it gives me the option to do this. To do nothing, give you a new bond, or revoke that bond and set it at a no bond status. That's what I did. I revoked the bond, I set it at a no bond status for a violation of that statute. So you're gonna be held on no bond as to the old case, you have a bond as to the new case. I appointed the public defender to represent you as to all your cases. Have a great day, sir. Counsel, are you waiting for me to talk to me about something, or you just?
Your Honor, he is the ASA that's covering the weekend.
Ah, okay.
He's shadowing just so he has.
Sorry. No problem. I didn't know if I was holding you up from going somewhere.
No, Your Honor.
All right. All right, Mr. Russell, 2021 CF 7731 AO. Here on charge of grand theft.
I'll waive it though.
All right, I did review the charging affidavit, did find probable cause for your arrest. I didn't think I was going to see one of these cases. I'm going to state his bond amount of $1,000 in this case, condition the bond, no return to the scene of the location, no contact with any victims or witnesses or possible co-defendants.
Your Honor, I don't believe you appointed us,
Oh, no, sorry, I appointed a public defender, sorry, to represent you and represent Mr. Russell in that case.
and I'll waive his appearance, Your Honor.
It's just weird, I kind of just ran across a news clipping of that, these cases of being an issue, but. All right, this is Miss Vercher in 2021 CF 7740 AO on charge of grand theft motor vehicle and forgery of a title. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent her.
I'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
Condition, I want to release Miss Vercher on pretrial, mental health pretrial release in this case. If she does not qualify for mental health pretrial release, I'm going to set her bond each matter amount of $500. Condition of her bond, no contact with the victim in that case or any witnesses. All right, we'll reset Mr. Let me see. I don't think I can deal with Mr. Zoe. All right, I want to appoint a public defender to represent Mr. Zoi in two matters, 2021 CF 7733 AO and 2021 CF 7734 AO.
I'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
All right, did review the charging affidavits in both his cases, did find probable cause for his arrest. Going to set his bond to Inc. 7733 AO and count one amount of $5,000, $150 as to remaining counts. Condition of the bond that he not return to the scene of the location, have no contact with any victims or witnesses, may not enter any pawn shops or engage in any secondhand pawn transactions. In 2021 CF 7734 AO, did find probable cause, going to stay his bond amount of $5,000 as account one and $150 as account two. Condition of bond, no contact with any victims or witnesses, no return to the scene of the location where the incident occurred. All right, good morning, sir.
Morning, Your Honor.
Can you tell me your name?
Ian Hazlitt.
Mr. Hazlitt, you're here in two matters, 2018 CF 12884 and 2018 CF 10466 for violations of probation. In both of those cases, the judge signing your warrants in those cases set your bond at no bond. Your bonds can remain at no bond as to those two cases. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in that matter. You have a great day, sir.
You too.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name? Mr. Hubbard, you're here in case 2019 CF 1383 AO for violation of community control. Judge signing warrant in this case set your bond at $0. Your bonds remain at $0. You're a violent felony offender, special concern, sir. You're not going to be entitled to release on this case until your violation of probation goes to hearing. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, sir. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Paul Thornton, sir.
Mr. Thornton, you're here in case 2018 CF 1998 AO for a violation of probation based on on-view affidavit filed by, I think, the probation officer in this case. The court is going to hold you at no bond as to that charge. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in that matter. You have a great day, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, I had Cosme bonded. Yes. All right, this is case 2017 CF 2633 AO. I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent Ms. Darnell.
I'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
All right, this is an out-of-county warrant from Osceola County. Bond set at $2,000 going to remain as set in that case. On a violation of probation. All right, and I had Futtenberger. All right. Oh, yeah, she bonded. And I had King. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Christopher King, sir.
Mr. King, you're here in Lake County case 2019 CF 3435 on a failure to appear warrant. The judge in Lake County set your bond at no bond as to that charge. So you're going to be held in the Orange County Jail until we get you over to Lake County. I want to appoint the public defender's office while you're here in my custody. You have a great day, sir. All right. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name, please?
Dorales Montejo Rivera.
Ma'am, you're here from a case from St. Lucie County in 2020 CF 1014 AA for a violation of probation warrant. Judge in St. Lucie County set your bond at no bond. Your bonds must remain as set at no bond. I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. We'll get you on the St. Lucie County as soon as we can. You have a great day, ma'am.
Thank you.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Jacquez Peterson.
Mr. Peterson, you're here for a case from Clay County for an out-of-county warrant in case number 2020 CT 2086. For failure to appear warrant, the judge in Clay County set your bond amount of $2,002. Your bonds remain as set at that amount. We want to appoint the public defender to represent you. If you cannot bond out, we'll get you on to Clay County as soon as we can. You have a great day, sir.
Okay, let's do this.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. This is Laura Bretaña, Spanish interpreter. The interpreter has already been sworn.
Thank you. Please connect to the headset.
There is contact, Your Honor.
Ma'am, please tell me your name.
Emma Damaris Martir Avila.
Emma Damaris Martir Avila.
21MM4550. You're here charged with battery domestic violence. There is probable cause. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Why doesn't she qualify for pretrial release?
She's on Puerto Rico. We don't cover Puerto Rico.
All right. Your bond is $500. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. You can't possess a weapon of any kind, firearm or ammunition. You must maintain a separate residence. I'll allow a one-time return with law enforcement to gather belongings, but you cannot coordinate that with the victim. Do you understand that?
Sí.
Yes.
All right, good luck, ma'am. Please tell me your name.
Jesus Negron.
Jesus Negron.
21 CF 7751, you're here charged with possession of cocaine. There is probable cause. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Your bond is $1,000. You can't possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription or have contact with any known drug dealers. Do you understand?
Sí.
Yes.
It looks like you also have a hold for Osceola County. So I don't think, even if you post your bond, I don't think you'll be released today. So you want to talk to your attorney about your Osceola case as well.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, good luck, sir. Oh, I believe that's all for the Spanish interpreter.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Good call. Should we just not bring that person in? Sir, please tell me your name.
Michael Florent.
21MM4460. You're here charged with trespass and structure. You're represented by the Office of the Public Defender.
Yes, Your Honor. I will, do I have what's the offer for that?
There is something.
None? Oh, okay. I'll enter a plea of not guilty, Your Honor.
What's your name?
81, pretrial conference date is July 16th, 9 a.m., courtroom 4E.
Good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
David Newton.
21MM3868, you're here charged with petty theft, $100 or more. Ms. George, your office represents him as well.
Yes, Your Honor, I'll enter a plea of, not guilty.
Division 83, pretrial conference is July 26th, 9 a.m., courtroom 6C.
Good luck, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry, Your Honor, there was an offer. That, I had a enhanced, that's why, I don't know why.
For Newton?
It's a petty theft of $100 or more.
It was an adjudication, credit time served, no return to Walmart.
Is there no restitution?
No, Your Honor.
Is there a possible way to learn about
No.
that's 26 days on this? And I returned everything and there's nothing. Everything was recovered.
It's in your record, they're not gonna give you a withhold of adjudication.
I was just.
Okay, Your Honor, he would like to accept the state's offer, I believe he's a public defender. Client, and we
Yes.
will, enter a plea of no contest. He understands all the rights and that this offense can be enhanced if he gets so many.
Mr. Newton, raise your right hand, please.
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, after God?
Yes, ma'am.
You heard what Ms. George just said. You can put your hand down. Is that what you want to do here today?
Yes, ma'am.
And you understand all the rights you're giving up by entering a plea of guilty or no contest?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions for me about those rights?
No questions.
You understand if you're on probation, this plea could violate that.
I'm not on probation.
I have to ask anyway.
Okay.
Because if you are, I wouldn't know. So I want to make sure that you know. If you're on probation, then that's something this court's not aware of. You understand it could violate it. Just like you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea could deport you.
Right.
And Ms. George said she explained to you that this is an enhanceable offense. So what that means is, after so many convictions, the state can file petty theft as a felony.
Right.
So it's normally a first or second degree misdemeanor punishable by up to a year in jail. If it's the third or subsequent offense, the state can file it as a felony and it's punishable by up to 5 years in prison. You understand that? So I don't have your criminal history in front of me. I don't know. Listen, hold on before you say anything. I'm not asking you to confess to any other crimes. I'm just telling you, I don't know how many you have, but you need to be aware of that because this counts as a conviction on your record now. So if you do this again and it is your third or subsequent, the state files it as a felony, I don't want you to be surprised. Do you understand?
Right. Can I ask a question?
Yes, of course.
Being that it was looked at as if it was already an enhanced offense, I kind of got questions on.
That wasn't the state.
What do you mean enhanced?
Can the state please advise why they made an offer of an adjudication as opposed to withhold of adjudication? I think that's what he's asking, Your Honor. And I explained it's normally based upon his record.
Yes. He had a 2019 possession of a firearm by a convicted felon that was no build. A 2017 grand theft firearm that was no prost. A 2015 burnt conveyance, a 2013 DUI, 2012 loitering, 2003 false ID to law enforcement.
And those are all convictions?
No.
Those gun charges, neither one of those were.
Wait a minute.
Well, he has a conviction of DUI with minor in the car, a balance of .20 or higher.
What year?
In January 16th of 2014, which was in Florida, and providing false ID to law enforcement officer, which was
That's
a
it?
conviction.
Is that it?
That was 2001, provided false ID.
And one FTA in 2019.
Jesus.
So everything you say is being recorded and can be used against you later. And we have to make sure that the record is clear, so we need only one person talking at a time. You understand that? It's all right.
Was that it? That you can see?
Florida convictions, yes.
Based on that, Your Honor, in the state, I guess, because I know you have to be willing to accept the withhold. Are you guys willing to offer withhold of adjudication, given that he only has that one conviction in 2014? And this is an enhanceable offense?
He has some out-of-state convictions.
Oh,
The court's not, I won't accept that.
okay. Thank
So-
you, Your Honor. That was the question he was asking.
All right. Because you have any criminal history at all, I won't withhold adjudication. So you understand that? And at this time, understanding all the rights you're giving up, all the things we've discussed, and the fact that I won't withhold adjudication, how do you wish to plead to the charge of petty theft, $100 or more?
No comment.
All right, I'll accept your plea of no contest. I find it's freely and voluntarily made. I'll adjudicate you guilty, give you credit for the 26 days that you've been in custody. I have to order that you pay court costs. Do you have a job?
Yes, ma'am.
How long will it take you to pay court costs? It's a roughly $300.
You're gonna give me like 6 months or something?
I can give you 6 months. I can give you a year.
Can you give him a year, Your Honor?
It just, as long as you don't pay it, it hangs over your head for that long. So that's why I asked if you have a job. If you can pay it faster, I would think you'd want to pay it faster, but I'll give you a year.
That would be fine.
I'll give you a year to pay it. You're not allowed to return to Walmart. And did you have that address?
Yes, Your Honor, it's 11250 East Colonial.
You understand that? All right, good luck, sir. You have 30 days to appeal in writing. Yes, sir. Please tell me your name.
Robert Gillum.
21MM4548. You're here charged with trespass on property after warning. There is probable cause. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you.
Your Honor, there is an offer of an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, no return to 5113 South John Young Parkway. I did have a chance to speak to Mr. Gillum. He understands all the rights he would be given up, and he would like to accept the state's offer here today.
He's also out on bond in a case.
Yes, Your Honor, I would ask that you take no action if he resolves this trespass. It appears he was merely sleeping behind the building, based on the facts that I read. So I'd ask that you take that into consideration.
So, Mr. Gillum, I want to be sure that you understand. I heard what Ms. George just said. I am willing to accept that plea, but at this time, I don't know if I'm going to revoke your bond and your out on bond case. So you understand that if you enter, even if you enter a plea today, the court can still revoke that bond, right? I haven't made a decision yet.
Okay.
So I want to make sure you understand, whether you enter a plea of guilty, no contest, or not guilty, I might still revoke that bond.
I hope not, but.
But I can, and I want to make sure you understand that. Entering a plea does not mean I won't revoke it. You understand? Raise your right hand, please.
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you heard what Ms. George said. Is that what you want to do here today?
Could I say one thing?
Yeah.
Okay, Your Honor, thank you.
You understand all the rights you're giving up by entering a plea of guilty or no contest? Do you have any questions for me about those rights? You understand if you're on probation, this plea could violate that? And if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea could deport you. I can't hear you. Has anyone threatened you or promised you anything other than the state's offer to get you to enter this plea? Are you under the influence of drugs or alcohol today? Or anything that would impair your ability to understand what you're doing? All right, at this time, how do you wish to plead to the charge of trespass on property after warning?
Guilty.
I'll accept your plea of guilty. I find it's freely and voluntarily made. What was the offer?
Adjudication of guilt.
I'll adjudicate you guilty, give you credit for
1 day.
1 day in jail. I'll order you're not allowed to return to.
The Publix Plaza located at 5113 South John Young Parkway.
So you can't go back there, you understand? However, because you took responsibility for your actions at this time, I'll take no action on your out on bond case. I'm not going to revoke it. Good luck, sir. You have 30 days to appeal in writing. Thank you. Please tell me your name.
Christopher Suarez.
You have a warrant out of Sumter County in 18 CT 1517 for failing to appear on a charge of no valid driver's license. The bond is $5,000. We'll notify them that you're here so that they can transport you, but you have a bond, so also if you're able to post it, you can bond out. In 21 MM 4549, you're here charged with possession of cannabis, less than 20 grams. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you.
Your Honor, I believe the state was,
Your Honor, at this time, the state will no bill the possession of cannabis less than 20 grams.
All right, the state's announcing that they're not going to file an information in that case. So you won't be held on that case. You'll be free to leave on that one, but you still have your Sumter County case. You understand? So the cannabis charge that the state just dropped doesn't affect the Sumter County case. Okay? Good luck.
Did you see
Please tell me your name.
Sophia Shakir.
21 MM 2708. You're here because a capias was issued for your arrest for failing to appear for arraignment on a charge of resisting an officer without violence. The bond on that is $1,000.
and Your Honor, the state is making an offer of an adjudication of guilt, credit time served in order to resolve the resisting without violence. I did speak to Ms. Shakir. She understands all the rights she will be giving up and would like to accept the state's offer here today.
Please raise your right hand.
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Do you swear to tell the truth?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
All right, you heard what Ms. George said. Is that what you want to do here today?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand all the rights you're giving up by entering a plea of guilty or no contest?
Can you repeat them?
You're going to give up your right to a jury trial when one is required, your right to remain silent, your right to testify on your own behalf, your right to force the state to prove the charges against you beyond all reasonable doubt, your right to call witnesses and present any defenses that you may have. We're not having a jury trial here. If you plead guilty or no contest, I'll sentence you today. Is that what you want to do?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions for me about those rights?
No.
You understand if you're on probation, this plea can violate that?
Yes, ma'am.
And if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea can deport you?
Yes, ma'am.
At this time, how do you wish to plead to the charge of resisting an officer without violence?
No contest.
I'll accept your plea. I find it's freely and voluntarily made. I'll adjudicate you guilty, give you credit for
3 days.
3 days. I'll order that you pay court costs. I'll give you a year to pay it. You have 30 days to appeal in writing.
Any action?
I'm sorry?
No action on that?
No, I looked at the dates.
Since you did no process, I want to make sure you check your reference. You're gonna have to.
Please tell me your name.
Sims.
Sims.
Thank you. MM 4545, you're here charged with battery domestic violence. There is probable cause. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Your bond is $500. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means? Yes. You can't possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition. I'll order you must maintain a separate residence. I'll allow one-time return with law enforcement to gather your belongings. Good luck. I'm sorry, Dexter, one more time? Okay, 21 MM 4547. I'm going to appoint your office, Ms. George.
Yes, Your Honor. I'll waive the appearance.
There is probable cause. His bond is $500. no victim contact, no weapons, firearms, or ammunition, no alcohol, maintain separate residence, one-time return with law enforcement. That's all. Please tell me your name.
Matthew Zacharias.
21MM4546. You're here charged with battery domestic violence. There is probable cause. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you.
And Your Honor, he does qualify for pretrial release. I would ask for pretrial release.
It says the state.
Just look and see if you object if they're particularly violent. No objection, Your Honor. Wait.
I'm going to place you on pretrial release with special conditions. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes.
You can't possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition. You're not allowed to possess or consume alcoholic beverages, and you'll be subject to random alcohol screens. You must maintain a separate residence, and I'll allow one-time return with law enforcement to gather your belongings. Good luck, sir.
Bonded. Dylan bonded. Axor bonded.
Please tell me your name.
Antonio Matthews.
21 CT 4693 and 4694. You're here charged with failure to register a motor vehicle and leaving the scene of a crash involving damage to property. There's probable cause for both charges. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you.
Your Honor, he does qualify for pretrial release. I would ask for pretrial release in this case.
Any objection from the state?
No, Your Honor.
I'm going to place you on pretrial release, sir, with special conditions. You can't drive without a valid Florida license, and you can't have any contact with any victim or witness in this case. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck, sir.
Mr. Roderick bonded, Your Honor. Hello, Elisa bonded. Ladarius Durr bonded.
Keep it coming, Dexter. What about Remy Fahad
He bonded.
and Stacy Foster?
That's the one we passed by.
Okay, we passed it. Okay, just checking. Good afternoon, sir. Please tell me your name.
My name is Freddie Gladney.
Freddie Gladney?
Yes.
All right, you're here in 21 CF 7748, charged with possession of cocaine and possession of drug paraphernalia. Can you hear me all right?
I hear you fine.
Your Honor,
Hold on, let me appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Yes, Ms. George?
Your Honor, he does not appear to have any type of criminal history. I would ask for an ROR in this case.
Is there any objection from the state?
No, Your Honor.
I see that as well. I see no criminal history and no aggravating facts in this probable cause affidavit. Sir, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance.
He's crying, I'm sorry.
Is that what you wanted to hear? Sir, are you okay?
No.
Okay, but I'm releasing you on your own recognizance, so you don't have to post a monetary bail. But,
Let's still get the charge.
I'm sorry?
Let's still get the charge. Never been no court, never been a problem. My whole life, worked with this kind of
He was
stuff.
saying
I know.
he still has a charge.
But listen, Mr. Gladney, I can't change the charge. The state of Florida is prosecuting you, but they may not. I don't know if they're going to keep this charge going. For now, I need to make sure that you understand that while you're out, once you walk out of the jail, you can't have contact with any known drug dealers. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And you can't possess any controlled substance without a valid prescription, okay?
Yes.
All right, so you'll be released today. Good luck, sir.
Let me get me wrong.
No. Yes, there is probable cause, but I'm releasing him on his own recognizance anyway.
Come back.
Talk to your attorney. Ms. George, can you make a note to make sure that your colleagues contact him? Because I want to make sure, he said, when do I come back?
Okay.
I want to make sure that he doesn't get lost in the system and then he fails to appear for court because,
Yes, Your Honor.
I mean, unless the state drops it.
That's what that FDLE report says, Your Honor.
Please tell me your name.
Kiero Hinton.
21 CF 7752. You're here charged with criminal mischief, damage greater than $1,000. There is probable cause. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Your bond is $2,500, and you are not allowed to return to Irish Shannon's. Do you know where that is?
Yes.
Okay, you can't go back there. You understand that? And you can't have contact with any victim or witness in this case. Good luck, sir.
Oh, he's in the hospital.
Thank you. 21 CF 7757. Ms. George, I'm going to appoint your office to represent him.
I'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
There is probable cause. I'll stay the bonds at $1,000, $150, and $150. No victim or witness contact, not return to the scene of the incident.
Murphy bonded. O'Neill bonded. One Pierre.
That's that second one. Please tell me your name.
Dana Pierre.
21 CF 7749. You're here charged with aggravated assault. There is probable cause. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Your bond is $3,000. You're not allowed to have contact with any victim or witness in this case. You're also not allowed to possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition, and you can't return to the Orlando International Airport without a valid ticket. Do you understand?
Yes, miss.
So you can't go to the airport unless you have a ticket to fly out that day.
No problem.
All right.
And she can return to New York, Your Honor.
Yes. Good luck.
Thank you, ma'am.
Please tell me your name.
Amanda Rosado.
21 CF 7759. You're here charged with trafficking in cocaine greater than 28 grams but less than 200, possession of cocaine with intent to sell or deliver, possession of cannabis with intent to sell or deliver, possession of alprazolam, possession of cannabis less than 20 grams, and possession of drug paraphernalia. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. Did you wish to be heard on anything, Ms. George?
No, Your Honor.
I reviewed it. I do believe there's probable cause, but I
No, Your Honor.
just want to make sure I didn't rush past you. Ma'am, I read the probable cause affidavit. There is probable cause in this case. I'm going to stay your bonds at $50,000 on count 1, $15,000 on count 2, $1,000 on count 3 and 4, and $500 on 5 and 6. You're not allowed to possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You're not allowed to have contact with any known drug dealers or any co-defendants in this case. You can't possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition. And at this time, I'm revoking your bond in 21 CF 519. Good luck. Do you have a question? Yes.
What do you mean you're revoking my bond?
So you're out on bond in a felony case involving drugs, and you were arrested for a new felony case involving drugs. So I'm revoking the bond in the case for which you were already out on bond, which means you'll be held at no bond right now. Your attorney will have to file a motion in front of the trial judge to get you a new bond. Good luck. Please tell me your name.
Scott Irving Thompson, your Honor.
Good afternoon. 21 CF 7750. You're here charged with possession of fentanyl and possession of drug paraphernalia. There is probable cause in this case. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Your bond is $1,000 on count 1, $100 on count 2. You can't possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription or have contact with any known drug dealers. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm inclined to revoke his out on bond case as well, unless you can give me a reason not to.
Your Honor.
Not you, sorry, the attorneys.
I would argue that the charges he picked up are nonviolent offenses, so that I ask that you not revoke. However, if you are inclined to revoke, that you revoke in double as opposed to revoking and holding him at no bond for the driving offense.
What says the state?
I'll leave it at your discretion, Your Honor. I have no objection to revoke and double, though.
And, Your Honor, just for your consideration, the last note I have in here was that his driver's license was suspended for fines, and he's actually working to get those fees paid off and get his license. So he is currently working on that. If he's held in here at no bond, he won't be able to complete that task as the court has given him time.
Mr. Thompson, do you have a job?
Yes, ma'am. Your Honor, I actually go in front of you on July 20th.
It's not me, but another judge on that charge.
Listen, I'm sorry. I saw.
Your Honor, it used to be within your courtroom.
Oh, I see. So it was my docket.
Yes.
Good memory.
I've been working so hard this would set me back so much. Like I literally got into a new apartment and my only priority is to get my license back. Like this has been like not only like what I'm trying to say is that you giving me opportunity to be able to get my license back with the time that you've given me is a blessing. It's setting me back. What happened yesterday?
Don't talk about the facts.
Right. So listen, I appreciate what you're doing, and I'm not going to revoke your bond. But everything you say is being recorded right now and can be used against you later. And that's why Ms. George just said, don't talk about the facts of yesterday, because that's still a pending case and the state's got to decide what to do with it. But I appreciate that you're telling the court that you're trying to take responsibility for your life. At this time, I'll take no action on that case. So I'm not going to revoke your bond. Make it count, all right? Good luck. Okay. Yes, sir. I see nobody else coming out. Bacchus, Shazad.
Bundy, Your Honor.